Hey, it's Jeff McNichol down here at Mom's Music, 1900 Melwood Avenue. And I was just thinking, when I was a kid, the magic was at Frankfort Avenue, the Mom's Music at Frankfort Avenue. And I used to beg people to get a ride down there just to hang out with the guys and see all the cool gear. Now that I'm the owner of this store, it's like a dream come true. We're recreating the magic with the vibe that we used to have at the old store. We're carrying all the gear that you're going to possibly want. We're giving you the outstanding service and personal attention that you deserve. Yeah, so we've got the great guitar shop here. We're carrying USA Fender, USA Gibson, Paul Reed Smith, Gretsch, Jackson, Charvel, anything you could possibly want, we're going to have it for you. Mom's is and always will be Louisville's music store.
Thank you for tuning into the Metal Forge. I am Mark Jackson and I am your host. The premise of the show is pretty simple. Awesome interviews and awesome music. If you want to contact me, hit me up at metalforgeradio@gmail.com or visit the website metalforgeradio.com. And now let's get this show on the road. What's going on, Metalheads? Thank you for tuning into the Metal Forge. I'm your host, Mark Jackson. This is Friday, December 18th. And what a week it is going to be, because we have a big double extravaganza show on your hands today. We have HROM from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, calling in, being awesome with that. And we also have from Louisville, Kentucky. I sat down with these guys last week and did an interview in person, which was so fucking cool, you know, socially distanced, of course, and so on and so forth, with A Locus Tide, where I will be debuting a brand new song of theirs called As Ghosts Feed, where I actually did the vocals on it, along with some backing vocals from their former drummer Jim, who makes a special appearance in the interview as well. Total fun stuff. Hope you all like it. I'm not going to spend too much time here today because this is going to be a big episode. It's going to be a couple of hours. I know you dig it. You keep listening, right? Hell yes. New music always here with the Metal Forge, you know. So stay tuned for next week as well. We have a big 100th episode Christmas edition of the Metal Forge. Thank you to the sponsors: Mom's Music, Maxwell's House of Music, Tattoo Charlie's, The Wrestling Steve Show, Kentucky Hot Brown Pedalboards, the previous sponsors who have been on the show like UKR Patcher, all of those people as well. Thank you so much. Thank you to the Patreon subscribers out there: Mallory, Ryan, Evan, Sean. You guys kick fucking ass. Thank you all so much. Thank you to everybody who has helped make this show possible this week, because like I said, it is a long 2-hour extravaganza. It's actually a little bit longer than that. Fucking right. So you know the routine. Subscribe, comment, like, share to everybody on the show. Myself, the bands, everybody, because you guys make it count for all of us that love music and want to keep doing it. So let's go ahead and get into this. This is going to be Star Gunner from HROM in Canada. Dig it.
Necromancy, conflicts revive.
All right, Metalheads, I'm being joined on the line right now from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, with HROM. Guys, how you doing?
We're doing good. How are you doing?
Fantastic.
Doing well.
We're doing good.
All right, so I just heard 4 different voices here. So I know they're not all my own. So go ahead and around the room, introduce yourselves to the Metal Forge listeners out there.
Hey everyone, my name's Alex. I play guitar, I write music, and I've been in HROM since 2009.
Hey, I'm Nolan Benedetti. I play drums. I joined kind of off and on since 2015, but officially in 2018. I think.
So,
Yeah.
I'm Jan. I sing, and I've played everything else, but now I just sing. I write stuff, and I made the band in 2008.
Hey, I'm Jake. I play bass and joined HROM in 2018, I believe.
Also, I want to mention who isn't here with us today. We keep talking about band members and who's here. But who's not with us right now is our guitarist, Matt Reese. And I just wanted to point out that he joined in 2010, has been a huge part of the writing process as well.
Right on. So shout out to him, and maybe he might make an appearance. We don't know yet. Awesome. Well,
Yeah, me and Jake joined together at the same time.
right on. It looks like y'all have been around since 2008 originally.
Yeah.
And you've got quite a bit of releases since then. You've got some full lengths, you've got some singles, EPs, some compilation stuff. Obviously, you're all in the room together for the most part. So you get together, you write music. How does that work for you guys?
It started off with the first album, Blessed. Jan actually wrote and recorded everything on it, including guitars and drums and just everything, and then got the live lineup. And then as the live lineup has gone through the years, the people kind of stuck around for a while and just started getting involved in the writing process. And that's been kind of the thing, is that sometimes people will write their own song top to bottom. Sometimes people will share writing a song. And that's just kind of how it's been, is that as people have been in the band, they've been contributing more to the writing process.
Right on. And it looks like you've had a few lineup changes since the inception of the band as well.
Yes. We started off with Jan got me to play guitar. Jan was playing guitar and singing. And then a high school buddy of mine, David Horrocks, was playing drums. And he got in the band because even though he's more of a folky guy, he loved that Hammerfall. And then, of course, Sean Vincent was the original bassist that Jan found through our friend Dan.
Awesome. Back in September of this past year, y'all released Legends of Power Heart Part 2.
Yeah.
Which is the follow-up, of course, to Part 1.
Exactly.
Great deductive reasoning I have there.
Perfect.
Yeah. So tell everybody about that.
I think what it was kind of like we started off writing Bless. Jan had kind of that general power metal idea that we wanted to draw from. And then for Legends of Power Heart Part 1 and 2, we started to really more and more kind of build this story around this character Power Heart that we were all kind of like putting our heart and soul in through like stuff we were going through with life, but also still having like a power metal crazy story that's influenced by video games. And so this Power Heart character is like this warrior, and we start him off in medieval times. And one of the main things we've kind of like put into like his story is that, you know, you can run from your problems, but no matter what, you'll have to eventually face them. And in Part 1 and Part 2, that's kind of what happened. He finds out a kingdom is totally corrupt, wants to find a way to escape things, ends up like traveling time and getting as far away as he can with all like the magic tools and stuff. Goes through some crazy stories, and then in the end ends up like face to face with his kingdom anyways, to kind of face where he ran from.
That's extremely heavy. Like on another level heavy. Back in 2015, you released Part 1.
Yeah.
And the album cover looks super awesome with the skulls and the candlelight, but it actually is titled Part 1. So you knew back then that this was going to be a multiple part series. Absolutely.
Yeah. That was kind of the thing we were doing, because one of the reasons we started this, or Jan started this band and I joined, is it is like a big, it's like classic 80s power metal, and it's like kind of our way to pay tribute to our heroes in Halloween, the way they did Keeper Part 1 and Part 2 is kind of like we took from that idea and did something a bit our own.
Right on. The genesis of all of this is right around about 90 minutes of music, over 20 songs.
Yeah.
Is there a plan for a Part 3?
Do we want to reveal that?
I think you just did.
No, there's not. Honestly,
Reveal what?
there's going to be some. I'm going to put it this way: there's going to be a album that is related following this album to those two albums. Yes.
Okay, so not necessarily known if it's actually a part 3 or just like a tie-up album or something.
It'll be linked, yeah.
It will be linked, yes.
Right on. Just as long as you don't like Star Wars, like you can't even say trilogy anymore, but just as long as it's not something like that, I guess, where the...
We didn't start with part 3 and 4.
Yeah, we should have started with part 7.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then after that, we could have done part 2, which is already similar in order. And then we would have done part 37.
Yeah.
And that would have been the trilogy.
Yes. You know, you joke about that.
End off with the prequel.
Perfect.
Yes. You know, you joke about that, but there actually is a band that I talked to here about a month or so ago that did something like that. They're called Legendary from Pennsylvania. And
A Locus Tide band.
Huh.
Yeah, exactly. And what they had done is they had, I say they, meaning Vidar, had done the albums, and then he done like a prequel album after the fact. Yeah. So the chronological order of things is kind of crazy, which is kind of cool.
It is neat. It's always like interesting to see how bands want to do storytelling. That's always kind of a fun part, especially in power metal and bands that like influence us with that, like Rhapsody, OG Rhapsody, Dawn of Victory. Those old stories were too much fun. So I like when people play around with storylines in power metal for sure.
Oh, absolutely, because it takes from like the greats like Maiden and stuff like that, where, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be a complete album tie-in, but even their storytelling song per song.
Yeah, right. Their albums kind of follow a certain theme from album to album.
Oh, absolutely. Why music for you guys?
Why music?
Yeah.
Why music?
Yeah, why did you choose music over anything else you could have done?
Oh, hitting us with the deep questions.
I like it.
Hitting deep.
I think music is like the purest form of human expression. It's like the purest form of expression that I can think of.
Right on. I can buy that.
Like in the verbal sense, in the physical sense, and emotional sense, I think like it ties in all of that. You get to speak your mind while like showing what you feel in a way. You know, there's other things like writing, like you could write books, or you could play sports, or you know what I mean? Like there's other forms of expression. I think music ties in absolutely everything at the same time.
Definitely. There's like a raw quality to it.
Yeah.
Something that can be seen. It's something that can be seen through by most people, I think.
Yeah, it's like the most fulfilling thing that I can think of to do.
Definitely.
And it stays around forever, right? Like it's something that you put out into the universe, and it stays there.
Yeah, it's permanent
even after you die.
Well, I would hope it's permanent.
Yeah, they get lost in the abyss of history.
Well, if it's good enough, it's permanent.
Right.
Yeah.
If it's shit, it'll end up on a forum somewhere.
End up on Napster.
You know,
yeah,
we're on Napster.
Good.
I think everybody is at some point. It's one of those interesting things that's like music has always had like a media form be able to be in popular music. And I know this is something that, you know, that's over the last 70 years, really, with inventions and stuff. Music, along with film seems to have had changes just like music with equipment, like hardware, DVDs, Blu-rays,
right,
so on and so forth. Music has had the same style of everything and continues to get constantly re-released in different format.
Right. Yeah. Movies.
Movies, ads,
everything.
Everything on top tape.
Which not all movies are really re-released sometimes.
Yeah, no. Sometimes you just they don't have the budget or the rights, and then you end up having to track it down on VHS.
Right, or laser or beta.
Tube TV.
Yeah.
So that you can watch your VHS with tube TV crispness that a flat screen cannot provide.
Yeah.
Come on, easy now. You're kicking in the nostalgia here.
Perfect.
For
Yeah,
sure.
Where's my duck hunt while I'm at it?
Yes.
You know, I went to a used store probably in 2008, and they had a old console television from like the early 80s, and it was like $15. And I was like, this is going home with me.
Yes.
So-
How much do you think it was worth back then?
Brand new.
Probably that
200?
time period, probably a couple $100. Yeah,
Yeah.
$250 probably. You turned it on and it had to warm up, and then you hear that little
crazy.
high pitch like
Yeah,
buzz.
it's funny. Even like computers, like big computers from back in the day, like the 90s or the early 2000s, they would cost you like a couple grand, I think.
Oh
most
yeah.
of them, and I could buy like a really good laptop for like $500.
Now a really good laptop with home recording software.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
All right, let's hang out for a minute. We're going to check with some sponsors. We're going to come right back with HROM from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Since 1973, Tattoo Charlie's has been an established body modification studio in Kentucky, featuring world-renowned artists and piercers, currently with locations on Preston Highway and in Lexington, a staple point in the tattoo community. Learn more at tattoocharlies.com. Set up your appointment today at 7904 Preston Highway. Our tattoos are done while you wait.
Hey, it's Mark Maxwell at Maxwell's House of Music. Listen, all this stuff is now available to purchase on our website. Check it out at maxwellshouseofmusic.com.
We carry all the top brands, like Fender.
We got Gibson.
We also have basses.
We've got ukuleles.
We got drums.
We've got sound gear.
We've got keyboards.
All right, we're back with HROM from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I have it on good authority that Matt is coming into the show right now.
There he is.
Hey, Matt's here.
Oh my gosh, he made the
Everyone,
appearance.
and now you.
Hey, I
You
can't
made
see
it.
everyone.
Yeah, we're all on, it's a video chat with no camera.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm the only guy with the camera?
That's okay. It's beautiful view
Here.
for everybody.
I'm not a big fan of, yes, I see you there.
You see me?
I can see you.
Nice eye, man.
Yeah.
That's
it's
it,
like,
man.
rah.
To all our listeners, that's an eye.
You just missed out on some good Matt eye, but we all got to enjoy it for you. So
Yes.
Well,
yes.
shit. I didn't mean to bust in and ruin the interview. So you're in the middle of the podcast.
See,
right now?
he's up to no good, like we said. he is definitely up to no good.
He's the Kool-Aid man. He just comes in and just ruins everything.
oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
since
Yeah,
I
come
can
on.
see him, we have actually ruled out that he's not a shadow person.
No. Actually, I wonder where I can. Hold on, guys. Sorry, I just ruined everything. I forgot that you guys were live.
Yeah, you're good. You
Okay.
just run around your house for a few hours.
Yeah.
Anyways, back
I like
to
the poster on the. I like the poster on the ceiling of like the Samhain poster. Yeah.
The Samhain, the priest.
Oh, I didn't even see the priest, but now I do. Hell yeah.
Yeah, priest. We got some maiden over there, possessed and merciful fate. There's Torian. So,
Right.
yeah,
I'm sitting here motioning to like the horns to the camera that's not on.
Perfect.
Yeah, we were just recording, and now I'm here.
Nice.
What were you guys talking about?
We were talking about we were actually talking about old school like TV,
CRT television.
like the crispness when you watch a VHS on it, and like playing NES on a tube TV. You can actually use the guns and stuff. Well, I just brought that up now, but I think it's important to bring up.
For sure,
Man,
because you can't use it on your ROM monitors.
No.
Back when I used to stay at my grandparents' when I was a little kid, I played this fucking Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer 90s clay animation show
Oh yeah.
over and over again because like if my mom was like, okay, I'll be back in a couple hours, I'll be like, all right, 2 hours. This video is 35 minutes. If I watch it 4 times, I get to go home. So I would watch it over and over again as like a timing of when I get to go like play with my friends and shit.
Wow.
No Rudolph.
Yeah.
Not a fan of it, I guess.
No, it sucks shit. It's totally shitty.
You know,
Trash.
the interesting thing is there's so much, speaking of the Christmas thing here, which is next Friday, they always show those so early. They're like the day after Thanksgiving. In the United States here, they'll show them on television, or like the 1st of December, they'll show all those because there's so much Christmas that's pumped in like all month long. You've got so many Christmas movies on so many stations that it's crazy.
Yeah. No, it is. It's totally like that. Same here. Just, Halloween's done. Okay, Christmas music in every store now for 2 months.
Oh, yes.
Well, Canadian Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
definitely not then.
Right. Yeah, they do that here too. It's oh my gosh, it's so crazy. I don't mind Christmas music, but like that early, no thank you. It'd be like playing it in May or some shit.
That really messed me up. Be like, why is the light nice for Christmas?
You know what I always thought? There's this one church hymn. I think they play it around Christmas. It's called "Shepherd Me, O God" or whatever. But if you threw some guitar in there, that song would rip.
I mean, I think a lot of those you could probably turn into power metal songs.
Yeah, man. Like that one in particular. It has like a dark, like minor, like it like the minor keys are really prominent in it, and it like sounds kind of badass, but they're talking about sheep and Jesus, so it ruins it.
Well, that's my favorite hymn. My favorite Christmas hymn is "Number of the Beast." No.
Oh yeah, that's a Dan.
That was a good one. I love that song. I could listen to that song a lot. I'd rather them play just that all for 2 months straight. That
one song,
just the one Iron Maiden song, and that's a pretty happy Christmas for me.
Right? It's definitely better than the Mariah Carey Christmas CD.
Oh God!
I don't know, man.
Hey, fuck you, man.
Who said they didn't know?
I'm like, I don't know, man.
Oh my gosh. What inspires you all to write music? Pretty loaded question there.
I don't know. Yeah, just bands. You grow up listening to bands your whole life. Want to be those bands like Priest on my ceiling.
Yeah, you listen to all the bands that are better than you, and you try to be as good as them.
Yeah, exactly.
That sums it up.
Right.
I like writing music just because like it like Nolan said, it's like the best way for freedom of expression, or not freedom of expression, but like a form of expression. But also just like creating something that I think that's what I like, creating something and being able to listen to it and be like, oh my God, that's awesome. Like I
did this.
It's the best way to express my rights in the Constitution.
Yeah, exactly. And put a mask on me.
Well, like you know when you're learning your instrument and you're playing along to some of your favorite songs and you love it so much that you get like a shiver up your spine when a certain part hits.
Yeah.
Like that
Definitely.
feeling. And then while you're writing your own music, if you could make that feeling happen on your own with something you wrote, that's like the fucking sickest feeling ever.
It's like the feeling you're chasing. It's like if you're a heroin addict, you're always chasing that first high.
Yeah, man.
Like you're always chasing that feeling you got when you're listening to like your favorite Iron Maiden song or something.
Definitely. I can buy that. Yes. I would agree that it's again, going back to the raw emotion of things, if you can make music that makes you feel of what your idols can make you feel, then that's power.
Mm-hmm.
That's absolute power right there. Hell yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and that's how you connect with other people. If other people feel the same way that you feel, then that's kind of the connection music brings to people. That's how it kind of brings people together.
It does. It definitely brings people together. It brought us together. All 5 of us.
Yeah, bandmates find each other pretty much. It's like, oh, you're trying to sound like that. I'm trying to sound like that.
Right. There's so many bands that I talk to that are like one person and they do everything. And it's usually because there's no one in their immediate area that wants to play what they want to play. So they just find a way to do what they do. Yeah,
we're really lucky.
Yeah, I think we definitely got lucky.
Definitely blessed.
But you guys are from Calgary. So Calgary is actually a bigger city in central to western Canada, am I right?
Yeah, more Western Canada. We're just like 4 hours north of Montana, so we're actually like pretty close to the Rockies. Yeah, we are on the Rockies. It's an hour away to the mountains, and it's awesome. And yeah, decent size. Like right now, our population's sitting at like 1.4, closer to 2 million, with like the other cities and towns that are nearby.
Yeah, all the suburbs and...
Yeah, exactly. But it was kind of interesting. I think a few of actually, we all kind of like grew together at like different rates, because in 2009, when I tried out for HROM, I actually wasn't all that into the music I'm into now, because I just wasn't like exposed to it yet. And just like being in HROM kind of exposed me to it, and being in this band for quite a few years with Matt and Jan here, who like brought their tastes in that classic together and made it explode, kind of just like made me fall in love with the types of music. So I think it's kind of interesting that like sometimes the people you meet in your close area end up like helping you form very vital parts of your life and kind of vital parts of your identity based on stuff that like you're just checking out for the first time and getting into. So I think that's kind of how I ended up in this band for so long. I got a taste and I was hooked.
Definitely.
I think I told this on the last interview, during the Serious thing, where me and Jan have started so many joke bands over the years. But one of my first introductions to HROM was coming over to Jan's house, where he had like a LAN of computers all set up. He's like, "Hey man, I'm making this joke band called Kilometer, and it's like carnivore, but like all we talk about is meat." And, and he's like, he just heard that I, knew how to play guitar, and he was like, "Man, do you want to like play a solo over this part for this joke thing?" And then I ripped a solo, and it actually ended up being pretty sick. and then Jan was like, "Fuck, like I should probably ask him to join HROM."
Nice. That was
joke,
the tryout.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny. And we still make joke bands, and it's fun.
When it comes to like playing music, for me personally, I appreciate good comedy bands. And I will dick off at practice making like screwed up lyrics to stuff that, that we do. But like for a band that can go out and do that on stage, you have to have balls.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Because
you gotta really not take yourself seriously.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And that's hard to do. Being a musician, being able to go out and perform, you have to have, I think there's some bit of seriousness in everybody with that, but those guys are just like, they'll let it all go.
Yeah, it's kind of freeing. It's really cool.
Definitely.
Imagine being Weird Al. Like that's your job.
Oh, I know. And for the most part, at least through the 80s and 90s and early part of the 2000s, was consistent on album releases, like one every 2 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wonder if Weird Al like ever wanted to be a serious musician. Like he just ended up in this joke thing because that was his like rise to fame.
I think he wanted to be an accordion player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I think he wanted to make that his thing, but then it wasn't going to be his thing, and he's like, "Oh, what should I do?"
So he's always been a clown.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, definitely. He actually has a really cool Behind the Music. If you remember that series on VH1, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Weird Al's a pretty cool
He's
dude
pretty
when it comes
talented.
to that stuff. Oh, extremely talented.
Definitely.
That's why I wonder if he ever like had any like serious musical projects and stuff beforehand, and then he had this one joke thing. And the one joke thing was the thing that took off.
I think that's actually the case that him and John Bermuda Schwartz actually had done that, and then they just were cutting up one time and recorded My Bologna or whatever it was, and sent it in to Dr. Demento in California.
Weird Al was my first concert too, actually.
Weird Al, that's awesome.
That was my first concert. My mom knew I loved Weird Al because I had that. Was it Alapalooza with the Jurassic Park?
Oh yeah,
yeah. I had that tape forever as a kid, and my mom knew I loved Weird Al, and he was playing at the Jubilee here in Calgary. And she was like, "Fuck, like maybe we can sneak you in for a bit or whatever." So we ended up sneaking in, and I was able to sit in the aisle and watch Weird Al for free.
Nice, dude. That's
free,
awesome.
Dude. Yeah,
that's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I've never got to see him, but I would totally go.
Yeah, I saw him twice, actually.
Wow.
Second time I was in like junior high, and we actually met him after the show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, one more question before we get into some general stuff here about music.
Okay.
This is kind of the big music question is, can you listen to your music objectively, or do you have to get in there and pick it apart?
Well, I
don't think you can.
I think for me it's both, because I think there's moments where like you're always your biggest critic. So like there's moments where you're just like, oh, I could have done it like that, or done this like that, or I really could have actually changed this up. But then there's also that moment where like you can just sit in it and be like, it's done. This is the song. Like, oh my God, it's like a real complete song. Listen to it. I'm loving it. I love what I made. But I definitely know Jan has some issues because he is the band producer. All our albums have been recorded in Jan's personal studio at RH Studios. And, it's interesting because we'll be listening to the song in the car, just going for a drive, seeing how it went and listening to how it went down. And then I'll be listening, I'll be like, oh my God, that part sounds so good. That part sounds so amazing. And then Jan will just say something like, well, I don't know. What about that ride? No, I don't know. That snare's like a oof. That snare's kind of.
Well, after producing it, because I run my own studio, after producing a bunch of bands and working with them, you kind of start to get this ear for. And being a musician definitely helps because you can feel what they're trying to play a lot of the time, especially like when they're drumming. I kind of like I can hear little things and little tidbits that are kind of, this could be better, this could be that, and some people can get angry when they hear that, and some people are like, oh yeah, totally, and then they, it improves their outlook. Even with me, like sometimes I don't hear it and another person points it out and I'm like, oh shit, that's totally not right. And then it is a thing that you always learn and you always keep going and just try to make the best of it that you can, like the best sort of end game product that you can find.
So can you listen to your music objectively?
Oh yeah, I can. Everything I listen to, I'm like, oh man, that was shit. Why did I let that? Why did I keep that? Like what? If I could re-record that, I totally would,
Right. And it's one of those things that I guess you have to... We're all somewhat of a perfectionist, I guess, musically. And there's always going to be that one thing that always has eluded each recording.
Yeah, the funny part is just like, you can always hear it and you try to show your friends and they're like, dude, I don't hear anything. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah. It's the same thing with playing live, too. If you mess up, people are like, what? What are you talking about? I didn't hear anything.
Oh yeah, unless it's like so audibly bad, like a complete part is like you're playing it in D and it should be in A or something.
That is just fun.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you kind of just laugh it off because you have to. Yeah, got to keep going.
Literally.
Oh yeah, show must go on, as they say, right? All right, hang out for a few minutes here. We're going to take a real quick break, and we're coming right back with some general questions with HROM.
Hey guys, Wrestling Steve of the Wrestling Steve Show here. So if you're currently listening to the Metal Forge with Mark Jackson, then you understand that Mark Jackson has a pretty discerning taste when it comes to music as a whole. You'll also understand that he has a discerning taste for professional wrestling, just like me. My show is called the Wrestling Steve Show. I talk about modern and classic pro wrestling in a completely unbiased, unfiltered way. Be sure to check me out on all available podcasting platforms. That is the Wrestling Steve Show. And I am the host, Wrestling Steve. Just remember, like Confucius said, man who goes through turnstile in Thailand is going to Bangkok. Pro wrestling.
All right, so let's get into some general questions here. These are all about you guys as people, because as the pandemic has drawn on and went on and on and on and continued to burn the world down, we've all been told, hey, we're all in this together. So this is about you as people, some music related, some not. What food can you not stand?
Black olives.
Oh, yeah. No, black
I
olives.
think a lot of people agree with that.
No, I don't like black olives.
Those can fuck off.
Yeah,
I'm going to say cucumber. I can't stand cucumber.
Oh, you're stupid. You're stupid.
But I love pickles.
Okay, he's out of the band, eh? Like,
if anyone's listening, we're looking for a new guitarist.
Yeah, a new guitarist. Must like cucumbers, exactly.
Oh, well, I'm not playing with you guys then. I'm not a cucumber fan.
Make a band yeah, black olives. I'm going to go with that.
What about you, Jake?
I'm trying really hard to think right now, but I can't think of anything that really upsets me.
Honey glazed mustard.
Yeah, I'm not picky. Fuck all of
Yeah,
them.
I'm not that picky either, man. I'll eat a lot of shit.
I'm extremely picky about like 4 things, and that's it.
Right.
If I can eat grass, I can eat olives.
Wow. Okay.
And that is a new sticker.
Yeah.
You can eat ass. You can eat olives.
Yeah.
All right, that's a wrap. No,
Yeah, that's it.
This will not
we are not.
No
No matter what goes on from this point on, it will not top that. I guarantee it.
Yeah. No, that's pretty good.
Yeah, we'll try.
What's your favorite animal?
Animal.
My top 2 is first is giraffe, second is turtle. I've made that commitment since I was young, and I've never waned from it.
They're both really slow.
Like me.
Okay.
I'm a big fan. I'm a crocodile guy.
Nice.
Right on. Not
Just
too
'cause
many of them
they're
up
like-
there.
They're real dinosaurs, you know?
Oh,
they're living
definitely.
dinosaurs, and that's kind of cool.
I'm gonna go with gorillas and eagles.
Gorillas and eagles.
Yeah, I like animals that fuck things up.
I think kangaroos are
I
pretty
like ferocious animals.
You know, it's the most underrated animal, like a chimpanzee, man. Those things can kill you.
Oh yes.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
can't kill a gorilla, bitch.
You know what? A chimpanzee against a gorilla?
Yeah.
I'm going with the
Orangutans are too.
An
A
eagle
baby-
kill a
baby
chimpanzee.
chimp.
What about you?
Baby
I'm
chimp.
gonna go with skunks and
Your favorite?
The weirdest choice.
anything lizard. I like lizards.
Right on.
Yeah,
Lizards and skunks.
Yeah.
Sounds like your punk album.
Oh, it is.
Lizards and skunks.
Yeah. Coming out on Earache in 3045.
Nice. Nice.
I was asking Jake what his was.
Oh, I said kangaroo earlier.
Oh.
I missed it.
Dude, kangaroos are
talking over
savage.
Yeah, always pushing the bassist into the background. Such a douchebag.
Hey, if I wasn't a singing bass player, I would probably be in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like chilling.
What's your favorite word?
Word.
Titty.
So quick.
Well, he's got the right idea down. It's rapid fire.
Yeah, I can't go wrong.
Everyone has a favorite word.
I know we
No,
do.
no, I got one.
What is it?
And I honestly, I don't know why, but I like saying it. Topography.
Topography.
Yeah, just like it rolls up. It feels good to say.
Right on.
I don't know.
I can't explain it any other way.
These are good.
Mine's now pinch.
Oh, yours is always changing, so you always know your favorite word is because you're always thinking about it.
Yeah, but now you have 2. Pinch titty.
Titty pinch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite word.
Just go with
I gotta
Alex.
think about it. My name's not a word.
It is a word. People have to use the word to say your name.
I think I'm gonna go with skeleton because I think I'm gonna go with skeleton. I think today's the day I've decided on skeleton. I have one.
Are you sure?
I've never looked.
Pretty sure it's entirely out of pot.
Now it is. Only took 10 years.
Yeah.
What about you, Jake? Did we talk over you again?
No, you didn't. I was just thinking the whole time. I think mine's got to be fuck because I say it way too much. So it's got to be my favorite word.
Nice.
Mine's exoskeleton because I'm gonna one up Alex.
Oh,
Yes.
that's a better word than my favorite word. Now I gotta go think about it again.
Nah, you're good.
I'm good. I'm gonna stick with basic skeleton.
Basic skeleton. Pumpkin spice.
Bokosh.
Yeah, Bokosh, yeah.
Bokosh.
Our brand beer for Queen of Steel.
No, for Trapped in the Past, we have bottles of Bokosh
Yeah, that's right.
in the Trapped in the Past artwork. Empty bottles of Bokosh of a beer we invented where, like, the less you have, the more it messes you up. And it was a joke based off of you remember Dos Equis? Was it Dos Equis?
Yeah,
the
Dos
most
Equis, yeah.
interesting man in the world. And he's like, I don't usually drink beer, but when I do, I usually drink Dos Equis.
Yeah.
We just took that and went way too far with this beer we decided to call Bokosh. And it's like, I don't normally run a flamethrower throughout my entire house and set it aflame. But when I do, I've had about half a Bokosh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Use the most minuscule amount of Bokosh to get you to do the most extreme things.
I actually
I have a
like the
Bokosh.
Trapped in the Past album cover.
Thank you.
It's great.
You marketed a beer as like the worst beer, and it's like I don't always drink beer, but if I did, it wouldn't be Bokosh.
Nice.
That's a lot of beer. People like you'll never see an ad for TNT or Boxer. Like you're just not going to see that.
Yeah, we have those here that you'd never see ads for either, but everyone drinks them because
Or beer. Have you ever had beer?
No, what beer?
Oh,
Yeah. Beer. It's called beer. Brand is beer.
Bottom of the barrel.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
It's worse than piss. I'd rather drink piss.
Dude, if they
you paint with it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You can remove my face with it, like right now.
Just clearly get rid of the flesh.
Gone.
there's a brand here called Cobra. That's
that sounds bad.
Oh yeah.
It's so bad. Yes.
You had Cobra?
I've heard of it.
No, it's terrible. And like you can get
how much does it cost?
Like 40-ounce can is like $2.19 or some shit.
Oh my god.
That's amazing. It's cheaper than water.
It is totally cheaper than
For
water.
the price of a bottle of water. Oh my god.
Boys, when we play Indiana, we're drinking Cobra.
I would even cater that for you guys. No.
How could you handle that cost? Oh my god, thank you.
I'm willing to die to try that for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
What is one thing you'd change about yourself?
Ooh.
My weight.
Yeah, too much weight.
I was
Too little.
pretty fat. Now I'm moderately fat.
I don't know. I overthink shit a lot. I wish I didn't, but I do.
Yeah, I do that too.
But you know what helps, man? This
Cobra?
Some weed.
CBD. CBD fucking, man, if I'm having like a really shitty day at work, I'll do some CBD in my car and then I get back from my break and I feel great.
That's awesome.
And nothing matters when I'm at work. I'm just like, all right, fuck it. I'll just do this and not worry about anything.
I think for me, one thing I'd change about myself is putting it on the wall and just like being myself more, because sometimes it's super easy to just like talk myself out of just like a lot of situations and like kind of hiding in the shadows or whatever, rather than like take advantage of like the moment or whatever kind of thing. I don't know. I find myself like getting in my head, like overthinking and just like holding myself back from stuff because I like talk myself out of things almost. That's one thing I'd change.
I could definitely relate to that. I do that a lot myself.
I think I would change my anxiety of upcoming situations. I think things are going to pan out differently, or I imagine things happening a certain way, and then it's never as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, creating your own like worst case scenario in your head.
Yeah, like a bad argument or something.
Yeah, or just things getting way too overboard and you've just been thinking about it for 5 minutes and like your blood is rushing and you're like, and then they're going to stab me, but then I'm going to grab their wrist and do this cool move I've never done before.
So like the overthinking then?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Right on.
That's why we legalize weed here in Canada, because we want to just slow down the brain, just shut it up.
Yeah, just slow down, eh?
Slow it down, bud.
Right.
Trig.
Take her easy.
What's that?
I said just take her easy.
We're just throwing out all the Canadianisms. Hey, bud. Oh, shit, take her easy. Fucking the dog all day, bud. Where are your toque?
What is something you've always wanted to do, but you don't have the coordination to do?
Play Europe in HROM. It's been 10 years and we're still...
I think it's more general than that, man.
No, you said
yeah, it's a little bit more general. It's like I've
always wanted to like your body.
I've always wanted to go hiking.
You can't make that happen.
I don't have the physical capabilities to get to Europe.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Clearly my body can't, so I'll just stick with that answer.
Okay,
I physically cannot.
Other bodies can. Maybe mine will one day, but until then, my body is physically unable.
What can't you coordinate to do? I want to play Europe.
I just can't get my shit together.
Dude, you watch, man.
Is when I put on Wings of Tomorrow by Europe on vinyl on the stereo. That's the closest thing in Europe I can get to, and I do it frequently.
You guys know Michelangelo, right? Buddy can play like guitar left-handed and right-handed.
Oh yeah, Michelangelo Bajo.
And I bet you can't play this.
Exactly. Like, man, I wish I could do that shit. It looks so cool to just like switch hands and like I've always wanted to do that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I play guitar. I just kind of wish I was better at guitar. So that's like
you're getting better.
That's like yeah, but I wish I could just fucking shred. So that's like something I don't know.
Yeah, but definitely.
I guess I could get there, but yeah.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I can think of really, like that you're physically incapable of right now. I wish I was better at guitar.
Nolan, that was like kind of what I was gonna say. I always try drums, but I can't fucking do it to save my life, man. I just
I'll go with that too.
I always think about these beats, and I'm like, fuck, like that beat can't be that hard, and then it's impossible. I can't do it. So
you got really good beats in your head, but you just can't fucking do it, and you can't even explain it to another drummer because it's hard to explain.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about guitar. Yeah. And I can try to explain it, but it's just going to sound stupid. And then I can try to play it, but I'm not good enough.
Right.
I'd say looking at you down decent. It's been really interesting with Nolan writing songs in the band because he comes in as a drummer, and then he's the last few years picked up the guitar and has been able to write like some songs where it's just like, man, this is like really cool. These are really good riffs. He's like, I can't really play them very well. And it's like, yeah, but you're playing a lot better than some actual guitar players out there who are in bands as guitarists playing kind of like EMP stuff and even like half decent stuff. Nolan can kind of outperform that. So
it's pretty true.
I got to give him credit because for this demoing process, he's been teaching me the guitars so that I could record them. And it's kind of just like, dude, like it's pretty good.
Dude, you could just do it.
Yeah.
You don't have to get me to do it. I'll just do it.
It is actually a really good thing to have. I'm the only one in my band who I can play guitar and I can play bass, but I cannot play drums worth shit. It is nice to have a drummer who can play guitar and a guitar player who can play drums. That language to them is like compatible.
Yeah, it helps out
totally
in some aspects. I mean, all I do in my free time is fucking write music. So yeah, I just have a lot of songs to bring to the band now.
Right on.
You guys want to see?
The next album's going to be very Nolan heavy. His writing's really good.
All right, we still got HROM from Calgary, Alberta here in the Metal Forge. We're going to take a quick break, come back with some more questions. Hey everybody, thank you for tuning into the Metal Forge this week. I really appreciate every last one of you that listens. But before I go any further, I do want to tell you that we do have a Patreon page here. And there's 3 tiers. There's the down and dirty dollar tier. It's just $1. Hey, you're not going to miss $1. Nobody does. Then there's the $5 Showstoppers tier, which you get a patch, stickers, whatever we have that's in that price range. And then there's the $20 a month Master, where you can get a t-shirt, any size, any color of the Metal Forge logo. Fuck yeah, that's awesome stuff. Oh, and by the way, if you donate on there, guess what? You get the show 2 days in advance from everybody else. Thank you all so much. It's patreon.com/metalforgeradio. Check it out and donate today. I love you guys. Thank you. What song do you never want to hear again?
Oh, shit.
Oh, I got it easily. Little Willie by The Sweet. Fuck that song. It's the worst song ever made. It's the worst song ever made. Can you think of a worse one?
Belle Delphine.
Oh, that's so
Belle Delphine.
You guys remember that Friday song by that Rebecca Black chick?
I'll take that over Belle Delphine, dude.
Oh, man.
Belle Delphine?
Oh, buddy. It's not even on YouTube anymore, so thank
Jan hasn't punished
Christ
you
for
with that? Oh, yeah. Jan comes over and punished me with that. It's just like...
It's so bad.
Matt, if you don't know, just do a little Google search.
Okay, I'm gonna check it
Trip.
out.
It is so bad.
How do you spell it?
BELLE space BELPHINE. On that note, for my answer, I'm going to say anything off Metallica's Lulu.
Oh,
I'll enjoy that.
Oh, that's bad too. Holy shit. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Lou Reed's brain is full of a lot of holes, isn't it?
It's full of something.
Yeah, that was not a good call.
It's Metallica Jam Out with bad Lou Reed poetry over top of it.
Yeah.
It was...
I am the table.
I know, man.
Shut up, James.
You're not. Get off the table, James.
You're not the table.
Was that actually done during that? Or was that done during the Death Magnetic sessions?
I can't remember what it does. It's just one of the lyrics was, I am the table. And I remember hearing that, looking into space and being like, wish I could make millions saying stupid stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's up there, but I'm sticking with what I said. But that's an amazing second contender for something I would never want to hear.
Never. I think I've listened to it one time.
You know what blows me away is like they were in the studio. Other people were listening to this happen.
And nobody said anything.
And they're just like, yeah, good take, guys, for sure. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, that's the thing.
Oh, man,
you say anything. Sorry, I keep cutting you off. I was just thinking, you say anything if Metallica's paying you the money Metallica can pay you. Yeah, it's great. Can you put that Metallica money in my bank account now so I can go away?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're probably like, well, this is gonna make me money, and I'm gonna remove my eardrums out of my head.
Right.
I'll use the money to pay for that.
I just want to know who at Warner Brothers thought that the fuck this would be a good idea.
Because it just has Metallica's name, so it's
the name. Yeah.
So they thought it was going to go nuts and sell 1 million fucking copies. What's the worst concert you ever attended?
Worst concert. I can't really think of any, but
actually, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I saw Arch Enemy once, and I actually fell asleep. I literally fell asleep. I I found a chair and I was sitting there and I fucking fell asleep. It was right after Creator. Creator played, and they were
tuckered you out.
They were crazy. And Arch Enemy was on, and I was like, I had no emotion. I felt nothing. It just lulled me to sleep.
Was the girl hot?
I couldn't see her because my eyes were closed.
Man, worst concert.
Hey Matt, did you have one? Were you about to say one?
Yeah, I know there's one that I'm missing, and it's on the tip of my tongue, but the one that comes to mind right now was that I got free tickets to the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And yeah, I went just because it was free, and I was like, yeah, like maybe they'll surprise me. Maybe they're better live. Like even if you see a band you don't like, if they kill it live, you're still like, okay, at least they're sick live. Like not my thing, but they're good live. I saw them, man. I was like, it was so fucking bad. They like couldn't play their instruments whatsoever. I think they might have been kind of fucked up, which is fair. Like that happened. But yeah, man, very overwhelming. Lots of sour notes. But I don't even think people noticed. That was the weird part.
Right.
What's with you getting?
You're not the first person to actually say that on there. So,
oh no.
No,
okay,
I've actually heard Chili Peppers have had some real stinker shows.
Yeah, man. That's for sure. I'm sure they have their good shows, but holy fuck, I wasn't impressed. That's for sure.
Understandable.
But they're there to impress me.
Well,
only you.
Huh?
Well,
you and only you.
Yeah,
right.
They were there for me.
He just sat there with his arms crossed going, not impressed.
Yeah.
For sure. What advice would you give someone?
Just in general?
Don't take things too seriously.
Yeah.
Don't try to... It's a moral from Power Heart. Don't try to run from things. There are some things in your life that you need to do away with because they're like crappy parts of your life, but you can't run from everything. Eventually you're going to have to face it head on, and it's better to start now so they actually have some facing life head on skills rather than running away.
I'd say listen to your gut more. And sometimes you're like, oh man, this doesn't feel right, but you do it anyway. It's like, that's how people end up in like terrible marriages and shit. Just like listen to your gut more, and if it smells bad, don't put it back in the fridge. Throw it away.
That's the best marriage. That's the best marriage advice ever. If it smells bad, don't put it back in the fridge.
This one actually means a lot to me. If you're gonna kill someone and hack up their body, take their teeth out so you don't get caught.
Yeah, 200 IQ.
That one hits home.
I learned this a few months ago. If you got a fart, you're really questioning it. Don't fucking push it out.
Yeah, don't fart.
Wait, did Jan tell that story already?
Oh no.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, that's a nice segue.
What? You have a story?
I guess I do. Back in, what was it, 20...
It was like 2010.
2010.
This was pre-Mac, because you were playing guitar.
I was on stage. We were playing a show, and my dad, I didn't get a lot of sleep, and my dad decided to give me some egg, like raw eggs. So I drank them, just like the yolk Rocky style. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, he's like, oh, it will help with voice. I'm like, okay. I drank them, and I just was feeling like, oh, that instant, like, regret. This wasn't a good idea. But I'm on my way to the venue. Time rolls around, we go off, we play, and I hit a pretty high note in one of our songs. I think it was Ultimate Fighter. And then I needed to fart the whole time. At that point, it was no longer a choice, and I just flat out just shit my on stage. Yeah, just shit.
Ultimate shard.
Nobody knew.
I kept my ass clenched till the end of the set, and then I ran off the stage.
Yeah, we did not have help taking gear off because we finished the show and Jan was gone.
Yeah, I was dead in the bathroom with my ass exploded.
Oh my gosh, that's so terrible.
It was terrifying. PTSD for sure.
Post-traumatic ass.
Yeah. PTSD.
Dude, I am sorry for that. That is freaking hardcore.
Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do.
And you know
what?
what?
A long time ago, and Jan's become a stronger man from it. We hope many can learn from this story.
Jan,
I stand corrected, by the way.
Was that your worst show, Jan?
No.
No?
No, that was not the worst
that
show.
wasn't even the worst.
How was I like how that wasn't the worst one.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
No, man, the worst show was at the Mead Hall in Edmonton when we played to a crowd of the other band's members. There was no one who
actually... Was that when you were in Gatecrasher?
No, that was with Ominosity.
Oh,
dude. I can think of a worse one. The Power Hard Part 1 CD release in Edmonton at Starlight.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty bad. Or the e-cigarette in your eye.
That was a good show. That wasn't our gig. That was just me getting a e-cigarette kicked into my eyeball.
Oh my gosh.
Chromex.
Yeah, I was at Chromex, and I was front row, and 5 seconds into the first song, a stage diver kicked my hand, and like I was getting crushed on the front stage. So I took my e-cigarette out of my pocket because it was gonna break. So I was just holding it in my hand. 5 seconds into the first show, or into the first song, dude jumps over me, knees my hand into my eye, and my fucking cigarette went deep to the back of my eye, and my eye was stuck looking upwards for like 2 weeks.
Oh, fuck that, dude. Oh yeah, my gosh.
Yeah, it was fucked.
And he vapes to this day. Yeah, I do too, yeah. We're vape lords.
That's the real danger with that shit, man. Not
getting it kicked into your eye at Chromex.
No shit.
Chromex, not even once.
So I've got one more question, but before we get into that, how can people get a hold of you guys? Where can they purchase music? How can they send you all some info saying, hey, you guys kick fucking ass? Where can they do that?
Facts only. No, but so our Bandcamp's probably one of the best ways to get music. If you want to buy physical music or buy digital copies, that works at Bandcamp. Just search up the 4 letters, HROM, and you'll find us. We're on a lot of the streaming sites as well, or streaming apps like Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple, Amazon Music, all of them. And to get a hold of us, any of our social media pages, which is just Instagram and Twitter, that's hrom.heavymetal, and you'll find us there. And yeah, and we have a Hotmail, but you have to go to other pages to find that. I'm not giving that one up so easy because it's
definitely
because it's our Hotmail.
Definitely. And as always, click the links below. You'll be able to get all that info. Do you have any shout-outs you want to give to anybody before the last question?
Any shout-outs? I'll give a shout-out to the people who are listening and are actually very interested in checking us out. Thanks for future doing that. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, all our fans, family, anybody that's been supporting us over the years. You guys, obviously, thank you so much for having us. Not Black Olives. All the cucumbers. for sure.
Yeah.
No one else has a shout out.
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm good.
I'd like to give a shout out to Smoke to Gouda. Kramer Guitars.
Oh, I like to give a shout out to Torin, who's right behind Matt, watching him interview. Hey, Torin.
Oh, hey, Christina. Hey.
Yeah, shout out to the Traveler boys. They're probably busy hard at work.
They were telling Matt what to say the entire time.
Script writer.
We're eating smoked Gouda.
All right, so the last question I have: what album changed your life?
Oh, I got this. Me and you probably got this same opinion, probably.
I have a newer one. You say yours.
Oh yeah, Chroming Rose, Louis XIV, 100% changed everything for me in terms of heavy metal. It's like, because I grew up with Halloween, but the second I heard that, it's like I heard Halloween, but the better version, the one I always heard in my head, and that's pretty much what like solidified it for me. For even for that, this is a huge influence for this band as well.
At an early age, I'd say Power Slave, like specifically Aces High, was the first Iron Maiden, let alone like new wave song that I ever heard, and I was like, I don't know, 12 or 14 or something. I remember the exact day, the exact time of that day, where I was, and it was an amazing feeling. That's pretty much what got me into like new wave and all that.
Nice.
I think for me, I'm going to go with one that's changed my life recently. It's a really old album that for some reason took me this long to get into. That's Lizzie Borden, Visualize. It's just a perfect front to back album. Every riff is just perfect. Every solo is amazing. Everything Lizzie does with his voice is just phenomenal. So I'm going to go with Lizzie Borden, Visualize, because my life keeps changing with all the new music, the new old music I listen to.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with Power Slave, obviously, because it's the best album of all time. And Crimson Glory, Transcendence, that was a big one. And Riot, Thundersteel. First time I heard that, like, I took it from my friend for like months. I wouldn't stop playing it until he finally like made me give it back, and then I bought my own copy. So those ones in particular.
Awesome, guys. Yeah. Thank you all so much for coming on the show this week. I really appreciate it. And you all keep doing what you're doing because it's fucking awesome. Okay?
Thanks, man. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
I have definitely had a fun time with this. So, on the way out from Legends of Powerheart Part 2, what do you want me to play?
Forcing us to quick vote here.
My vote's Serpent, but that's because I'm biased.
I would too. I would do Serpent.
All right.
Let's do it.
Serpent Rider. That's how we ended off the album.
Yeah.
That's a good way to end the show, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Serpent Rider.
All right.
All right.
So here we go. This is Serpent Rider. Hey everyone, do you play tabletop games like D&D and Pathfinder? Well, hit up Eric at Imagination Studios. They do custom printing for all your minis for gameplay. Don't forget they're a licensed Reaper, Artisan Guild, and more printer and dealer. Hit up ImaginationStudios502.com for more info. That's ImaginationStudios502.com. EMAGINATION Studios502.com.
The
right, metalheads, I am being joined here in person. This is a treat because, you know, the pandemic generation that we're experiencing at this point prohibits a lot of in-person interviews. So making a return from the FM radio show version of the Metal Forge back on 10/17 of 19, I have A Locus Tide here.
Woo woo.
Dudes, how you doing?
Everybody? Doing it, man.
So go around the room, introduce yourselves here to the listeners of the Metal Forge.
I'm Zachary Kendall, songwriter, guitar player, bass player in the band A Locus Tide. That's who I am.
I'm Jared Ellswick. I do the keyboards and some of the sounds. So
also a songwriter.
Oh, also songwriting.
That's right.
Yeah, I do that too.
I'm Matt Cody, drums and percussion. I'm happy to be here.
And a new face here on the show because he wasn't here the last time.
That's right.
And also a face missing from the last time.
Right. So
because you had Jim in here, and then you had Ashley with you that time as well.
Right. So last time Jim was our original drummer.
Right.
He has since had to quit music.
Okay.
And so through all this pandemic, trying to record an album, everything like that, we picked up Matt here about 2-3 months ago, maybe. So we've been rocking strong with that.
Jim's got a rotator cuff issue, so it's kind of, he wants to be a session drummer, I think, for a lot of people, and it's a bummer. Like, I imagine it's been quite an emotional thing for him to deal with. I mean, I think he's always up for a project, which is cool. You know, we saw it coming too. Like, he wasn't, the shoulder wasn't getting any better, and he would be in pain and shit after we would rehearse. So we finished that album. Jared and I mixed it from Todd's tapes. Well, his recordings, right?
Right.
And that's
because nothing's really done on tape anymore, I don't think.
Well,
unless you have a lot of money.
Or unless you want it to sound like that authentic tape.
Or if you're into an S&M situation and you're just trying to, you know.
Hey.
Shit, man. We spent all of last winter doing some mixing. So, Jared and I.
Tons of fun.
I mean, it was a learning process for sure.
Yeah, we had no idea what we were doing. It's just like, I got the software, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna figure this shit out. Some of the songs, it's 200 hours later before we have like, all right, that is as good as we're gonna get it.
60, 80 track bullshit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Most all of the tracks on this album are about 60 to 80 individual tracks in the program.
Wow, that is a lot. But it's not unheard of, especially like with like the 9 Inch Nails and Trent Reznor stylized recordings, because he had tons and tons and tons of tracks on things. And there's so much of it that you don't really hear after a certain point.
That's true. Diminishing returns, right?
Right.
So,
and
when
we did a lot of learning. We learned a lot about getting stuff kind of the way we wanted it to sound like. We were asking a lot of it, though. Everything was kind of heavy and would get muddy. Jim's drums pose their own challenges.
Well, mixing drums in general, I think, do.
You guys know what's up, because both you guys have a lot of experience. I feel like mixing, over the course of last winter, Jared's got a master's degree in mixing shit, but Mark, you've been at it for a while. You know what it's like. It's tricky, man. And, I enjoyed it. It was kind of cool having that 2 or 3 times a week during the winter when there wasn't really a whole lot else going on. But, like, going back to the original point, like where Matt came in. Matt, we go back since grad school, like 2010-ish, 2009, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
We've just kept in touch. We've seen a few shows together, hanging out, that sort of thing. But it's always been something we talked about, like, oh, we got to play one of these days. And then the situation presented itself. I feel like with that Mammoth show, especially, Aaron Conway's Mammoth, where that would have been in September. And that was originally going to be the release party for the mixed album.
Which is titled?
It's titled A Crooked Mile, or The Crooked Mile.
The Crooked Mile.
The Crooked Mile. A Locus Tide. The Crooked Mile. But that didn't really pan out, and it became more of an opportunity to do kind of a heavy, proggy kind of jam band thing. So what was going to be a release party kind of became an after derby party for a lot of people that had been protesting that day on the streets. John Roberts, who's in Magnolia Boulevard, the bass player for that band, he was able to come out and join us. And we were also joined by JJ, actually. She was someone that was prolific in the movement that was going on the street. as well as, I want to say, I don't know Mel's last name, Matt.
Oh, yeah, it's Night. Yeah, we had some musicians who came and joined us kind of impromptu.
Okay.
With some of their own instruments, and and a DJ later as well.
A DJ,
DJ John Q. Yeah, ended up being kind of a freeform kind of night, but it worked out well. It was nice weather. We had fires going, had the lanterns burning.
It's a hell of an experience.
It really
Definitely.
was. Life changer.
And that was here in Louisville with the Mammoth, you said?
Yes, Aaron Conway's Mammoth.
Okay.
Off of 13th.
And
Broadway, yeah. And it's the art space / storage space. A lot of bands, I know there were some rehearsal spaces there at one time.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, I'm familiar with the area. I know they've got the big painting of the Mammoth on the building there. That's pretty kick-ass place. So
that's sweet, yeah.
The album didn't come out yet, but you're releasing tracks from it.
Right, we're doing kind of a different approach. I think.
Staggered release.
Yeah,
per Roy Culver's advice.
Yeah, so we're kind of the idea is we kind of built this monster. It ended up being 20 tracks.
Wow.
Of material. Now some of those are
right,
like
some
little minute-long like tidbits,
right. Interlude pieces,
right?
Segues.
Yeah. But I think it's 11 like full songs, and then there's like about that many in little interludes. Some of them are minute, 2 minutes long.
Yeah. And we were trying to figure out the best way to get it out there. And Roy Culver's the marketing director of Nuclear Blast Records. He's the guy that got Slayer to sign with him. I've known Roy since about 1989. We were in Christian thrash bands together.
Nice.
In fucking Nelson County, Bardstown, Kentucky, right? So we hooked up again years ago on Facebook or whatever. And Roy's doing pretty good. So his suggestion then, Jared, right? Like we had a call with him. He's like, you ought to just release that online, stagger your releases a little bit. That's what I feel like you were about to.
Yeah. We kind of felt like, a song a month or a song and an interlude or something to that effect. Like once a month, it's like, hey, we're going to have new content for you consistently. You can expect it.
Because of how the market is. And not being able to do a lot of live shows because of the pandemic. It's like, what can we do now at least to get some kind of profile out there? Plus, we're kind of a weird band anyway, like heavy prog. I don't think there's a whole lot of a market of that, like in the States.
Probably not.
Maybe Europe, right?
More than likely, yeah.
We're trying to fill that out and see what that's going to be, too.
Definitely. And I think that's unfortunate thing where with the pandemic and no shows, it has killed a lot of following that a lot of people have got. Yeah. Where I talk to people all the time, and I've got to tout out Bandcamp. And I will preach Bandcamp till death because it's one of those independent music platforms that just help out so much because you've got the individual release of everybody that you can, you follow people on there just like you would on Facebook or whatever. You get notified whenever they put out a new piece of merch, they put out new music, anything. It helps out the musician so much.
Yeah, not only that, but it's a good spot to go find new musicians. Like we're at this point an instrumental band, but we're always open to vocals or other things like that.
A fucking horn section.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quite honest. Yeah. Well, I'm interested in trying out that format as well. I think, Mark, you mentioned it to me the other day. I was perfectly unfamiliar with it, but I'm also still living in pre-2000 with technology.
Absolutely.
So,
I get that because music, there's usually two types of musicians. There's the ones that are all analog people. They don't get anything past a certain point. And then there's these ones that embrace this technological advancement, and that's all that they do. Everything is digital. Everything is, filters and digital recording, where these other people are, everything's got to be on tape. Maybe if you could go back to Sun recordings in 1955 and record direct to fucking vinyl, which, why they couldn't use a drum kit because it'd make the needle skip. There's people that would be happy with doing that.
Yeah, I think that would be extraordinary, quite honestly. I mean, I like the way that we're doing it now, too. And Jared's prolific in this shit.
Yeah, I'm a tech guy. I'm all about the tech.
Well,
which is awesome.
I've noticed, though, from what I've got to hear from the album, his ability over the last year has changed, dramatically better. than what it was a year ago when you first started, which is great to be able to make that transition and grow your skill.
Are you talking about mixing?
Yes.
Okay, well...
Well, no, your playing still fucking sucks. No.
Well, okay, I'm just making sure. Just making sure we're on the same page. I feel the same way, so you're in good company.
Oh, geez, see? And that's how we are here. We're always cutthroat at the Metal Fort. No, not at all.
But I tell you what, for anybody out there trying to learn how to mix, I can't stress this enough. Get yourself a good set of mixing speakers. That is the game changer.
That's it.
It is. Because when we first started, I didn't have anything. I'm just learning. And I swear to God, me and Zach are sitting here till 2 a.m.
burning CDs and listening to them on my car stereo.
Right, because that's the only way that we could get anything. Because I'm on these little bitty computer speakers, like the kind you buy at Walmart for like $30.
Oh no. No.
And I had like a good set of mixing headphones, but that only gets you so far.
Right, because you actually, the thing with being into the studio is, to me, and I got taught this a long time ago from somebody, is not overstaying your welcome in the studio for a day. Because you go in and you do 8, 10, 12-hour sessions, and I think that's way too long, even at 8 hours. You go in and you do like a 5 or a 6-hour day, your production will be better. Both sides of the production, meaning like your personal production of what you're doing will be better, and your production of quality will be better, because you get fatigue after so long, and you can only listen to the same 3 minutes of a song so many times.
Yeah, I top out about 107.
We figured that out.
Before you burn the fuck out.
It was like, we are getting nowhere else on this. After like hour 6, I know what you're saying for sure.
Your ears get fatigued. You become mentally fatigued at that point, and you get grumpy. You reiterate the same things. You go back to mixes because that's you thought you heard something else, and there's a great piece of advice that I was able to be instilled by watching supplemental material on, it was either Apocalypse Now or The Godfather. It was Francis Ford Coppola. And he said, it's not what you think you shot, it's what you shot.
That's true.
And I think music is the exact same way. It's not what you think you had recorded or mixed, it's what you actually had.
Well, I'll tell you, for us, if it wasn't for Todd Hawkins and my buddy Jared Carter, those two cats, they guided me on like, okay, this is the kind of equipment you'll want, like this is the kind of things you'll want to do. And Jared has the same software I do, so he was able to kind of walk me through that a lot.
He hooked you up with a lot of stuff too.
Yeah. So
a good friend.
Those two cats, like, I don't know if I could have done what I've done without them.
I've never met Jared, but I know Todd, obviously, and shout out obviously to him, because he's awesome. He really is.
He's a good person, man. He's awesome.
Definitely.
Beautiful person.
So the digital release is going to the streaming platforms, like Spotify, Apple Music, so on and so forth. Hopefully Bandcamp release for those who use that exclusively, because they don't agree technically with like the Spotify
I'll
stuff.
Have to look into that. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But I'll check into it. If not, we'll get it on there.
Oh, just whatever. I mean, DistroKid has been our go-to, right?
Okay.
Right. Which puts it on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
DistroKid, it's if anybody is unfamiliar with DistroKid out there, it's like an alternative to like CD Baby and stuff like that. They actually, where CD Baby has 2 tiers to where you can release your albums through, where it's they have the non-performing rights organization side of it, and then they've got one where you can pay an upcharge and get your ASCAP. I believe ASCAP only. I don't think they go through BMI, but DistroKid immediately does that.
Right.
And you get your royalty affiliation with going through DistroKid.
Right. So. And the big upsell for me on DistroKid over most of the others is it's unlimited. I can go put 26 songs on right now, and it doesn't cost me a dime extra.
Right. Whatever the fee for, is it based on album? Is it based on a monthly charge?
Annual subscription. It's like $35 a year.
Oh, cool.
Doable.
And yeah,
Very doable.
yeah, and you can upload unlimited for 2 different artists.
Oh, nice. So, I mean, it's got the thing out there too for, you know, if you have your own independent record label and such, that you could pay, you know, 2 or 3 fees per account and upload your artist.
They've got like, you know, the different.
Oh, do they have an
and they've got one for like
for music
small
publishers
labels,
and stuff.
right?
Cool.
Where you can have multiple, like I think like 5 or more bands.
That's awesome. I'll have to check into that. Because I'm still looking to do, and I mentioned this on the show before about doing a compilation CD, compilation album, CD, digital, vinyl, something. So, hell yeah,
do it, man.
That's good stuff, and that would help out a lot.
Yeah, and it's reasonable.
Oh, $35. I mean, I think even CD Baby, if you do the one album and just tag on your performing rights, I think it's $30.
That's what I was saying. I was thinking CD Baby is like a per album or per song basis.
Yeah, it's per album, and I think you can do what's called a single to them, and I think it's 4 songs.
Okay.
So that's good stuff, for sure. All right, guys, hang out for just a second. We're coming right back with A Locus Tide.
Musicians, rejoice. Confused with all the modern and technical pedalboard selections? Look no further. Kentucky Hot Brown Pedalboards offer their homemade wooden and custom pedalboards for guitarists and bassists alike. Established in 2013, KYHBPB has helped support not only the local Louisville scene, but a large array of big and small players from across the entire country. More info can be found at KentuckyPedalboards.com.
All right, so last time we got into the general questions, I asked Jared the movie question, and he froze up and was like, "Oh my god, I can't think of anything. What the fuck am I gonna do?" So we're gonna not ask that this time, I don't think.
Well, let me explain. Yeah, so to be fair, so we're on the radio, and I'm thinking through my head, I'm like, well, my favorite movie is Clockwork Orange, but it's a controversial movie. And I get it, and it should be, because there is some very controversial things. It's from the 70s, different time, but yeah, I was just like, I don't know if I should say that on the air. So I was just like, all right, well, what's your second favorite? So that's when I started going through the Rolodex as you're asking the question, and there's this long pause while I'm thinking.
Right.
And then Clerks 2 came out, which is a good movie.
But it's your favorite movie.
And is it even a good movie? Is it really a good movie?
I think so.
I think it's got very good parts.
I like Clerks 1 better, but I'm a snob when it comes to
I like Clerks 1 better too, but then there's Rosario Dawson, and that kind of
Rosario here.
Yeah.
Right.
The mix there a little bit. Tips the scales.
Getting in about you all as people, because as I've said the last few shows here, the pandemic has taught us one thing, if anything, is, we're all in this together, right? We're all people.
That's right, Andy Bashir.
Yeah.
We're all in this together.
Denim or leather?
Are we talking underwear?
Yes. No.
I'm going to go with leather because I like the Doors. Jim Morrison would wear his leather pants for like a whole week and never take them off.
Week? Like
week
months.
Long. Yeah, like he stunk. And it's like, there you go. If you're that pretty, then you can stink with your leather drawers on. I'm going with leather. It's not politically correct, but, leather.
I might have to take the opposite approach, go with jeans. I like my boys to breathe.
Right.
You get kind of salty, right?
What's that?
What were you talking about? Like, man, I sweat so much at night when I sleep.
Oh, that, yeah.
I wake up and there's salt particles in my sheets.
No, not that bad. That's an exaggeration.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I've never actually seen it, but, just saying.
Seems right.
It's getting deep.
I'll break the tie. I'll go denim.
We've been drinking.
For jackets and pants. Get that Canadian tuxedo. Right?
Oh, right on. Nothing wrong with that at all. Christmas or Thanksgiving?
Oh, Thanksgiving.
Halloween.
No.
Thanksgiving for me.
Got 2 foodies here.
Yeah. Well, that and I hate Christmas shopping, so.
Gift carded up. Gift card.
Yeah.
You know, be like Oprah. You get a gift card, and you get a gift card, and you get a gift card.
It's still a lot of effort. Gotta like go to the store, grab random cards off the thing.
Random card.
Well, I mean, I don't
You're gonna
know.
get your mom a random card to Adam and Eve or something.
No, I mean, well, okay, maybe not that. Do they even have Adam and Eve cards?
I don't know. Probably.
Surely. I don't
Everybody
know.
has a gift card.
If I find that out, though, all my friends are getting them.
Fuck them both. Eat the rich. Put Jeff Bezos in the guillotine.
Yes. Awesome.
I like that holiday too, man. As it were.
What song do you never want to hear again?
Man, Jingle Bells right now.
I love rock and roll.
Oh, poor Jingle.
Brown Eyed Girl.
Wow, really?
It's too many times. It's been too many times.
Right on. What was the first concert you ever attended?
We were just talking about this the other day.
Yes, we were.
Metallica for me. Justice for All tour.
That's actually a good one. Mine was...
You weren't even born yet, were you?
No. I'm just saying that's like a good... For your first concert, like Metallica, that would be a good first concert.
He probably paid like $12.50 for the tickets.
Louisville Gardens.
Yeah.
Louisville fucking Gardens.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mine was Real Big Fish at the House of Blues. The opening acts were Squirrel Nut Zippers, Zebrahead, and Blondie. It was a weird show.
Wow, Blondie opening.
Blondie, though, huh?
What about you, Jared?
A band called Saliva?
Ugh.
Yeah. So, I know it's bad, but in my defense, so I was like 14, and I was just starting to date this girl, and she was going to shows. I'd never gone. She's like, let's go.
And you were into her Saliva.
I was, yes. So, got my first kiss from her at that show, which was a big moment. Got to see some show titties, which, by the way, I did not get to see that again until 2018. There was a nice, big, long dry spell of nobody flashing at shows for me.
Show titties.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, the music,
You know, the funny thing is I know somebody who they're still playing, by the way, without Josie in the band. The funny thing is they're still playing, but they played like 2 original songs and the rest of their set was a fucking cover tune.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And they're billed in as them, and it was just like so many people were pissed off that it's like, fucking really? 2 fucking songs and like 14 fucking covers?
That's horrible. That's horrible.
It is. It's totally.
Did they just not have the rights to the other songs?
I don't know. I mean,
maybe that is the thing.
I want my money back.
You get the band name and nothing else.
The whole legality thing with who gets rights to what in music is really fucking crazy. Like the whole Pink Floyd debacle, the Guns N' Roses thing. It's all crazy shit when it comes to that.
Especially when you get into like copyright infringement and intellectual property. Like, it's fascinating stuff.
You know, this is going to be my public service announcement of the show for that is always look into your shit and get it copyrighted, get it trademarked, do it the right way. Don't mail it back to yourself. That does not count.
It doesn't mean shit in a court of law.
No, it does not.
Come to find out.
That
you mean I wasted 38 days to mail something back to myself?
You'll never see that $1.50 again.
No,
damn it.
Unfortunately, poor man's copyright does not hold up in court.
You've had some experience with trademarking some stuff, registering some stuff.
Oh, yeah. We'll get into that in a whole other time.
It's all good.
I'm not legally obligated to talk about it on the show, unfortunately.
Whoopsie daisy.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get into that. This is the one and only Metal Forge, though. So,
word to
hell
your
yeah.
Yeah. Well, what is your greatest achievement?
Gosh, man. It's so boring, but like grad school, probably just coming out the other side of that shit and having being able to make some money off that
huge ass investment, yeah.
And the student loan that I'm still paying on. But I mean, it's nice to have done it, I suppose. It was a big decision,
right?
And I'm glad I followed that through. Yeah.
So
I was gonna say losing my virginity, but I mean, I never made any money off that. You know?
Right. Well, I mean, some people have, I'm sure. I mean, that's
pineapple juice.
Oh,
sorry. All right. It's a safe word.
It's supposed to be like one syllable or something, isn't it? Or one word.
It should be simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely want it to be simple.
Because if your mouth is full, you can't really say it.
Don't want to say like Mississippi extravaganza, or something.
Might be something you can say with the ball gag in. Might want to like check ahead of time. But anyways, to answer your question,
crab apple. Firecracker. Go ahead, Judge. Sorry.
The rest of this whole thing is just gonna be one word. We're trying to come up with the perfect safe word.
Mine's yes. It's really confusing.
But I would say probably my greatest achievement would be this studio that I've been building for about the last 18 months.
Right on.
And a fine studio it is. So you built all these buffers on the wall, didn't you, Jared?
Yeah, I built all the bass traps and all the broadband panels. Just found some ideas offline and kind of put the best of all of them together, and
it works really well.
It does.
Right on. I would have screen printed some pretty cool shit on there, though.
Well, I thought about doing that, but then I thought about, wait a minute, it might be cool to like just start graffitiing them. Right? Spray paint them, or have people come in with permanent markers and draw on them and shit.
That'd be a good idea. So that's cool. So what about you, Matt? What do you have?
Well, recently, I bought my first house, so that's kind of looming as the recent achievement. That was kind of a curse too, because you start looking at everything and I'm like, oh, I hate this and I hate this, and I didn't notice this little tiny thing that I'm gonna obsess over. But it was right at the start of the pandemic when everything shut down, so I was glad to have that space, be out there, kind of doing my thing comfortably.
Definitely get in some renovations in there as well. Did you do any of those?
Yep, a little bit. Now I know how to refinish an old floor. So.
Nice. Yeah, that's a thing on YouTube these days where you can look up everything and do so much awesome like home improvement shit, and not like Tim the Tool Man home improvement shit either, where you fucking hammer yourself. Yeah, you hammer yourself to the fucking floor and shit like that. And speaking of which, Jim just came in.
Jim Higgins.
How y'all doing?
Yeah.
Here, Jim, talk into I'll share my mic with you too, buddy.
All right, man. How y'all doing?
Hello.
What's up, Piggy Bottoms?
So what about you, Jim? What's your greatest achievement in life?
Well, I've been able to crawl out the deepest holes when I was younger, and I have to say that's my biggest achievements. You know what I'm saying? Being involved. Oh,
yeah, you gotta come.
My bad. I gotta speak, right?
Yeah, I gotta come a little closer, buddy.
But of course, everybody goes through their hardships and everything, and of course, I crawled out of one, and that's the biggest achievement, because that was, a choice I made, because I could be somewhere else or somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But as far as we work. We got to, we're in a place where we have to make a living, right? And and we have to work hard, right, to make that happen. And Matt was talking about buying a house. I bought a house 5 years ago, man, my first house. You know what I'm saying? But
we wouldn't be sitting here if you hadn't bought that house.
Well, right.
That's actually the truth of it too, man. Jim's a bad motherfucker, first of all.
Well,
let's give it up to Higgy Bottom, a survivor.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I would say I'm a survivor.
We'll live for another 100 years, but he bought that house, and
but how things came due from buying that house. I think we talked about this last interview. Yeah, how everything just came together and just boom. But as far as achievements, I mean, I'm just glad that I use a lot of my right brain for creativity. And all you all here use a lot of that right side, because we're musicians. Right. Everybody's here is a musician.
Yep.
And art to me is freedom, okay? And music is freedom, expression. But I'm glad that I got involved in music, and I think that's another big achievement.
Definitely.
Damn right.
I can agree with that 100%, Jim. Hell yeah.
Okay.
All right, go grab you a drink, grab you a little snack. We're here to stay this week. We're coming right back here in just a few minutes. Since 1973, Tattoo Charlie's has been an established body modification studio in Kentucky, featuring world-renowned artists and piercers, currently with locations on Preston Highway and in Lexington, a staple point in the tattoo community. Learn more at TattooCharlies.com. Set up your appointment today at 7904 Preston Highway. Our tattoos are done while you wait.
Hey, it's Mark Maxwell at Maxwell's House of Music. Listen, all this stuff is now available to purchase on our website. Check it out at maxwellshouseofmusic.com.
We carry all the top brands, like Fender.
We got Gibson.
We also have basses.
We've got ukuleles.
We got drums.
We've got sound gear.
We've got keyboards.
What is the worst album by your favorite band?
Oh, I need a minute for this one.
You're going to say Caress of Steel.
Actually, that's one of my favorites. Straight up.
I like that.
Bastille.
I do too. But there's a lot of Rush fans that don't like it.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, Neil Peart used 3 and 4 in that. I mean, 3 and 4 incorporated back in that time where metal bands are doing it today.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take it.
So I'm going to go backwards in the room here. Jim, what's the worst album by your favorite band?
God, like Jared said, man, it's
You need a minute?
Dude, how many?
I know you got the heavy.
Dang it, man.
You know, I talk on the show about the Metal Archives, and that is actually Jim's house. No, not really.
Disappointment to say that, you know, you hear a band say that, you know, each album comes out and it just gets. There's always a band that has that one album that you just don't, you know, sink into. You know what I'm saying? As far as listening to it, but. All right, I'm trying. Let me think here. What band would be that? That's a hard one, Mark.
You got to pick a favorite band first, right?
Well, I don't have favorite bands though, man.
It's hard.
But
what about Iron Maiden, Seventh Son of the Seventh Son?
That's an awesome album.
See, it's hard to fucking shit.
All right. Here you go. We're gonna go with Iron Maiden then. You know what's his name? God dang it, I can't believe
Bruce Dickinson?
Not Bruce Dickinson. What's his name? Played in. People are be riding on me right now. Jimmy, what the fuck? You don't know who he is?
The first singer?
Not the first singer. The other singer. You know what I'm talking about? Fucking, he played in.
Blaze Bailey.
Blaze Bailey. Yes. God damn it. Sorry. But anyway,
this ain't no radio show.
Blaze Bailey had his moments with Iron Maiden.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
and I will say he did. And but as far as I'll say this: Virtual 11 was a good album, and there was one other album. God, what other albums he do?
The X Factor or whatever.
Was it X Factor? Because there's one album it didn't connect to me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking it up.
And
yeah, X Factor.
Okay.
And then Virtual 11.
I liked that album, but it just didn't.
It's different.
Catch me, man.
Right.
But as far as Bruce Dickinson, I mean, whatever he does, I mean, and the beginning years, boom, set on, but I know what you're talking about. There's bands that will experiment, and when they experiment too much, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It kind of
chokes out the Metallica thing there.
It takes away from the, you know what I'm saying? It just,
So what about you, Matt? Worst album by your favorite band?
All right, I think I'm going to land on Between the Buried and Me here. And back in 2006, when Blake Richardson, their drummer, was pretty new to them, they did a cover album, I think just because. And it's pretty good, but it's, just by the nature of the beast, it has to be their worst one because it's none of their material. It's pretty diverse genres, which I like because it's some of their inspirations and stuff, but it's pretty much just a straightforward cover album. They don't tweak the genres or anything too much. So I think it was just something they could easily do and did it.
And since Jared was over here jumping up and down off of the chair when I asked the question, we'll come to him last.
Fair enough.
Zach, worst album by your favorite band?
Man, Michael Jackson's Thriller. Fuck you, Jacko.
What?
Fuck you for selling out, Jacko. No, that's not true at all. I don't really give a shit about all that. I'm thinking more Technical Ecstasy by Black Sabbath. I like Never Say Die quite a bit. A lot of people give that album some hate. But man, it was a little proggy. And I thought there was a lot of good numbers on there. Some are kind of cheesy, but I can't deal with technical ecstasy for some reason. I simply can't.
I got that on record too. I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was limp. It was just hanging there.
It's one of the way off in the weeds kind of album for Ozzy Sabbath.
Yes.
Now,
Ozzy Sabbath.
By that rationale, do you have one is that the worst Sabbath album
No.
ever for you?
Probably not the worst one ever, right? Like,
So it's the worst Ozzy Sabbath album. Let me guess, you're not a fan of Born Again either, are you?
It's okay. It's okay. I like some Dio Sabbath, but I kind of feel like Mob Rules was more or less a lesser iteration of Heaven and Hell, for example. But it's Dio, so what the fuck? You can't go wrong with Dio.
I don't know.
What do you think?
No, I can't even say that.
Okay. You can't.
Dio's beloved by all. Not really my cup of tea. I'm just saying, but I do like some Dio occasionally.
Yeah. I heard Abominate does a good cover of Mob Rules. Oh.
Yes, they do. I think I played it on the show when this was in the radio. When this was on the radio, I know I played it on there because it is fucking awesome.
Fuck yeah.
All right, Jared.
All right, so I've had some time to think, and I don't know if this is cheating or not, but Rush. This was I feel like the early aughts, like 2006 or 7 maybe. They came out with a cover album called Feedback.
Oh yeah.
That album is horrible. It's not, and maybe it's because it's not them, right? Like, it's not that the songs they covered are bad. It's just
it's not Rush tunes.
It's not them.
It's like Summertime Blues and shit like that.
Yeah, I can't. No, wow. I can't take it. No. Now the only thing I can halfway listen to off that is Crossroads.
Okay.
It's about the only one I can listen to. I do own it, but it's just like, no, that just.
But you own it for posterity's sake to complete a collection.
I mean, plus that and the artwork look pretty cool.
Yeah, because it looks like if I'm not mistaken, that album cover looks like an old 60s, early 70s poster.
Yeah.
Like it's like the watercolor, like real hippy dippy.
Right.
Right on. What was the worst concert you ever attended, Matt?
Ooh, I was not prepared for that. I'm gonna say all live music experiences. There's something to take away that's positive.
As in, like I really don't want to do that.
Sweet soul. No.
So political, but answer.
I think it's loving. Matt's a loving guy.
I can buy that.
Why not?
I'll keep thinking about it though.
Okay. What about you, Jared?
Well, my answer is going to be the same as the first concert I went to, Saliva. Quite honestly,
he got his kiss and show boobies and like it's still the worst concert in the world that he went to.
Yeah, because that was the highlights, right? And that's not why I came there.
No,
I wanted to see some music. I mean, don't get me wrong; those things are good, but right. I wanted some good.
You wanted to be
music.
rocked out.
I wanted to have my mind blown. I wanted to have an experience, not just ringing ears for 3 days.
What about you, Zach? Worst concert you ever attended?
Can we talk about LSD?
I mean, you just did.
Okay. Is it okay though?
You just did.
If you cut this out, there's no point. I can change my story.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so one time, I went to the Carl Casper Custom Auto Show in 1992.
Battle of the Bands.
Holy shit, the Battle of the Bands. And I had taken 2 hits of different acid on the way up in a van. And when I saw the spiders crawling on my arms, I was like, uh-oh, now I get to go into a building full of about 1,000 people. And, you think you're Jim Morrison wearing those leathers that we were talking about earlier. But so the only thing that started to chill me out, like a lot of girls were wearing a lot of like tight clothes and fishnets. It's 92, right? So I was like, oh, that's better.
Scantily clad women.
Oh, look at her. That's better. But then, like, the show, man, like, there was 5 bands that did a fucking cover of Seek and Destroy by Metallica. And really, by the third one, I was just kind of like, it was just it was too much. It was too much. And there was the mix between punk rock bands doing Seek and Destroy, as well as bands doing, like, the remnants of, like, hair metal bands. Like, really poor covers of Winger. And stuff like that.
Even Winger doesn't play Winger good.
No. And honestly, after getting through that, like, that's when I became a man. Like, just to survive it, man. Just to get through it.
Right on.
Side note to that real quick. I used to work at Carl Casper Carr's show.
What?
Just down the ways from Battle of the Bands.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not in 92.
Not in 92, no.
You would have been like 6 or 4 or something.
4. Yeah, yeah, I'd have been 4.
Just don't do LSD, kids, and go to Carl Casper.
Noted.
Yeah. See,
Don't do it.
the thing is any of the younger people who are going to listen to this that have never been out to shows or anything will be like, people got to gather like that? No.
You weren't supposed to, that's for sure.
Right.
You weren't supposed to.
What about you, Jim?
Well, you know what I'm going to say? That's that Carl Casper car show. And yes, I attended it. I played in it. It was me, Mike Barnes, and Timmy Ball.
Oh.
And Chris, was it Chris Leffler? Yes. And it was a joke, and it was the worst show ever. But, you know, they didn't like us. All right, enough said. It turned into a nightmare.
Oh,
and they wanted us off that. I mean, as far as attending something, and that was the worst experience of my life. I mean,
what were you playing?
It was a black metal project back in 1999 or 8.
Oh wow!
And of course, you know, they're Christians, man.
Yeah.
And even though we're just
establishment.
But as far as, you know, seeing a band, actually, you know, I've had my turnoffs with a lot of bands, but you remember when Deicide played up there at Headliners?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we opened up for them.
Right.
And I could not watch a show. I had to go outside and just, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, I like earlier Deicide, but I don't know. I'm just saying that was one of my worst experiences. But, you know, usually I at least watch 3 or 4 songs. I didn't watch a single one with them. You know what I'm saying?
Understandable. Yeah, there always comes a point in a time when, like, you know, especially when you're opening for bands that are that big, that's just like, it's almost daunting to have to play and then watch, because you're so wore out from your show that to watch somebody else's, like when my band opened up for DRI, I sat and watched DRI and was so fatigued by the end of their set that I was just like, it almost put me in depression because it was just so daunting and so long of a set. Anybody who listens to DRI, you know, they've got like 45-second songs to like 2.5 to 3.5 minute songs. And exactly. And they must have played 2.5 hours. Wow. Which means that they played like 90 songs. And it was just like, Jesus Christ.
And that's the thing, Mark, what you say, when I watch a live band, when hours and hours, you know, if it's, you know, it depends on the band. But, I mean, when a band, you can only hear so much and soak in much, and I get you on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a few more questions here, and then we're going to get into this As Ghosts Feed track.
Sweet.
Yeah. I'm anxious to hear it, actually.
That's beautiful.
Because I haven't heard this yet. I haven't heard the revamped model yet.
Hey, it's Jeff McNichol down here at Mom's Music, 1900 Melwood Avenue. I was just thinking, when I was a kid, the magic was at Frankfurt Avenue, the Mom's Music at Frankfurt Avenue, and I used to beg people to get a ride down there just to hang out with the guys and see all the cool gear. Now that I'm the owner of this store, it's like a dream come true. We're recreating the magic with the vibe that we used to have at the old store. We're carrying all the gear that you're going to possibly want. We're giving you the outstanding service and personal attention that you deserve. Yeah, so we've got the great guitar shop here. We're carrying USA Fender, USA Gibson, Paul Reed Smith, Gretsch, Jackson, Charvel, anything you could possibly want, we're going to have it for you. Mom's is, and always will be, Louisville's music store.
Underrated musicians for you guys. Somebody who doesn't get enough credit.
I'll just say Vince DiCola. He did soundtracks, like a lot of incidental music from the early 80s. Yes, he was in Transformers the movie, and that shit is high tech as far as technical ability goes, man. Like, his compositions were sick, but you never really hear his name. Like, have you ever heard of him?
No.
Exactly. So that's mine.
What do you got, Jared?
That's tough.
Rush. No.
Well,
everything is Rush
right,
with Jared.
Right.
Rush.
I really don't know.
You don't.
Maybe Matt can answer, and then let me think about it for a minute.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sure I'm last because I'm thinking right now.
I think I'm gonna go outside the ballpark a little bit here, and I'm gonna say Imogen Heap. People just kind of like, oh yeah, she does kind of that music, and that's about it. But like she's pretty creative and does some pretty ingenious stuff.
Right on. All right, Jared, we're back to you now.
Damn it.
Because Jim wants to go last.
Okay. I would say there's a guy named Wax. He does started off doing comedy rap, but then has some serious stuff too. But I've always appreciated his artistic style because when he's rapping, he's talking about things that I can relate to, and I just don't think he kind of got maybe a little mid-level.
So Wax. All right, Jim, most underrated.
And that's the thing where I have to come out saying that because the underrated bands are the ones that don't sell out to me. Okay.
Understand.
And I cannot name a single band because we're nothing but a circle, right?
Right.
And I mean,
somebody who doesn't get the credit that you think they deserve.
Right. But those they don't want that credit above that level of you know what I'm saying.
I see what you're saying now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, they're the ones that are happy with where they're content with where they're at.
Yeah, some people want to stay in the underground. You got music that's you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Well, like Helmet. They stayed in the fucking underground,
and they but they did it as far as not becoming the most famous, but yeah man,
they got Creed or staying out of the mainstream. They could have done a lot better,
and they decided not to do that because they weren't selling their stuff out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I'm always true-hearted underground. I mean, enough said.
That's the truth.
And
I like Jim's answer a lot better. Can you just cut mine out and paste his for my answer?
Wax.
Damn it.
Nope, you're stuck. All right. I've got one more question. But before we get into all of that, how can people find A Locus Tide?
Well,
where can they come and follow your social medias? Where can they download music? Where can they purchase music? Where can they purchase shirts or whatever? Any kind of merch?
Right. So, for one thing, we kind of looked at with having a weird name because at least every time I've Googled it, all our stuff comes right up.
Well, I have to say, it's original name. It's original name.
Yeah. So if you Google A Locus Tide,
thank you, Jesus.
Should come right up. If not, we've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those things.
Yeah, we're on Spotify and all that shit.
Yeah, and as far as the music, it's on all the platforms: Spotify, Pandora, YouTube Music, Amazon.
I seriously thought he was going to say it's on Spotify Pandemic and
Spotify Pandemic.
That sounds like a name for a song, maybe an album.
The Spotify Pandemic.
The Spotify Pandemic.
Yeah, that's a good one. And as always, we're going to have links in the description below to where you can click on these and follow these people, purchase albums, music, whatever you need to do, whatever's available. Give them a like, give them a share, give them a follow, because that's what matters around here.
That's
support.
Right.
Support.
We're gonna make some T-shirts for you guys.
And maybe some rocks glasses.
Ooh, there you go. Like etched rocks glasses.
Yeah, I've got one. I'll show you after this.
I broke mine.
What?
It just broke in the fucking dishwasher.
Apparently,
of course, he threw it in the dishwasher, hammered.
They may or may not be dishwasher safe. I don't know the velocity that Zach put it into the dishwasher.
It just broke. I have a ghost apparently, or a poltergeist.
A poltergeist?
A poltergeist. Yeah.
Do you have any shout-outs you want to give to anybody?
Aaron Conway at the Mammoth, thank you for the hard work that you do for the art community. Art FM, we love you. Mark Jackson, we love you. I want to shout out to Mark Jackson right now.
No, you don't have to do that.
But I mean it. Thank you, Mark, for what you do.
Thank you.
For real. That's mine.
I would say definitely Todd Hawkins and Jared Carter. Those two cats, like I said, they've been instrumental in getting our ability to record and mix and produce things off the ground.
Ashley Vega, thank you for anything that you've ever done.
Oh, and of course,
Ashley.
Wonderful.
Yes,
Ashley,
you did a big part.
Matt, no shout-outs for you?
Nah.
I'd like to give a shout-out to Matt Cody for his perfect hair.
There we
go. And awesome beard.
All I got to say is, my shout-out is to people like all of you We're all together. We're, you know, to make things happen, we got to be a unity of what we are, right?
Right.
And we work together with this, okay? And I played. That's the thing. I played with you, Mark.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never played with Matt, but I'm just saying.
That would be kind of cool. 2 drummers in the same band. I've seen a band with 2 drummers. It's crazy.
Ooh.
They were identical twins also.
That's trippy.
But what I'm trying to say is just keep it real. Just do your thing and open your mind. Express your mind. Express the truth.
Hell yeah.
Boom.
Hell yeah. All right. Last question. Rapid fire. First thing that comes to mind. No, you can't rapid fire this question. What album changed your life?
Hemispheres.
Damn, he was on it.
Shit, I'm not even surprised it's Rush. Tribute, Ozzy Osbourne. That's why I started playing guitar. Crazy Train, y'all. Okay.
With a nice live intro to Crazy Train.
And then, like, his little sparkly boot steps on the rail of the train track, and here comes Randy's guitar just flying over the train tracks, and that's when Zach Kendall picked up the guitar for the first time. Thank you very much, ladies.
My first CD when CDs were new to the world was No Doubt Tragic Kingdom. And before that point I was just listening to like pop nonsense, and I think I was in 5th or 6th grade at the time, and so I was like, oh, okay, so music can sound different, and started pursuing other types of music.
Yes, sir.
Jim, what album changed your life?
Dude, just a lot of those genres of music did. I mean, even the rap culture did.
Right.
Back in the 80s. But really what made me become a drummer was, I'm going to tell you right now, I mean, early Slayer and Iron Maiden. When I heard them, I changed my mind. You know, I can name bands forever. Exodus, Possessed. I just can keep going, but I found something that I can, you know, because I felt them, and I've always wanted to, you know, do the same and push back. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
You know, with the music, and I get them, and it's beautiful to me. I mean, I'm glad I was back. Me and you grew up in the '80s, brother. And
White Snake.
Well, I'm just saying, White
But
Snake.
no, I mean,
White Snake.
post White Snake.
But anyway, I'm just saying, you know, Iron Maiden is probably the most influential band that, you know, this made me move on. You know, Nico McBrain playing drums and Dave Lombardo. That's said.
Yeah,
definitely.
And of course, Neil Peart.
Dig it.
Can 100% on that. Guys, thank you all for coming on to the show. This has been awesome. So, who wants to play some new music?
Let's do it.
Yep.
Pineapple juice, LSD. Don't do it. Let's do it. Everyone got really quiet during that LSD story.
We were listening intently.
What's entertaining? Oh no, let's talk about a badass trip. No.
All right.
Takers on that. Sorry, man.
This is As Ghosts Feed, featuring me on vocals with A Locus Tide. Hit it.
Musicians, rejoice. Confused with all the modern and technical pedalboard selections? Look no further. Kentucky Hot Brown Pedalboards offer their homemade wooden and custom pedalboards for guitarists and bassists alike. Established in 2013, KYHBPB has helped support not only the local Louisville scene, but a large array of big and small players from across the entire country. More info can be found at KentuckyPedalboards.com.
You can eat ass. You can eat olives.
Sounds kind of badass, but they're talking about sheep and Jesus, so it ruins it.